Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudoku and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a puzzle genre called Slitherlink puzzle. So this puzzle comes into the loop puzzle category, and we have already covered Slitherlink puzzle on our channel, right? So this puzzle was constructed by Risa, and I really thank the author for giving us an opportunity to cover a video on our channel. So this particular puzzle I was requested by one of our audience, one of our viewers, on how to solve this puzzle logically, and actually I also wanted to cover a video on this one. So I really thank the audience and thank the viewers for giving us request for sudokus and puzzles. We are really happy to receive the request here. And this puzzle actually is a really tough puzzle, a really good one, I would say, purely logical. And I have already solved this puzzle before the request as well, so I know how the solve path is, how to solve this puzzle logically. So I again really thank the author for such a wonderful puzzle, and I really thank our viewers for giving us the request for sudoku and puzzles, right? And before going to the puzzle, I would highly recommend you to subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it, right? And now coming on to this puzzle, so the rules of the puzzle says you have to draw a single non-intersecting loop between the dots, right? So lines between the dots, you have to draw a single non-intersecting loop in such a way that uh, in such a way that numbers inside the grid or inside the cells indicates how many of its edges are part of the loop, right? So if you have a 3 here, which means if the loop will have to go in such a way that it has 3 loop segments near it, right? So if this is 2, then you will have 2 loop segments near it, either this way or this way or this way, anyway. And you have to draw non-intersecting, just a single closed loop, and with that we'll start solving this puzzle. So the most important in a Slitherlink puzzle is always to look for patterns, right? I have already covered a basic structure on how to solve a Slitherlink puzzle. Some basic techniques I have covered on our channel already, so I would highly recommend you to check out that video as well. And so basic techniques are required in this puzzle, as well as some advanced and some narrow tricky logic is also required. So the first thing that you have to look out for is patterns, usually including threes. So usually in a Slitherlink puzzle, 3 is the most important clue, right? So there are many puzzles without a 3 and 2 as well, I mean to say 3 as well. So at that point of time you will have to look for some different kinds of patterns. But if you have a 3 here, usually you have to look out for the patterns that is connected with the 3. So if you see this pattern now, this 2 1 3, it's a really excellent pattern in this puzzle. We know that 3 needs to have at least 3 cells, right, near to it, the edges, right? At least, I mean to say, it has to have 3 cells as a part of the loop, 3 edges as the part of the loop. Can the 3 have these 2 cells? This pattern 3, can it have these 2 cells as the loop segment? What happens here is that this loop segment will have to go this way, and then one has 2 loop segments near to it, right? So which means that this 3 cannot have these 2. So one of these 2 will always be a cross for the 3 here. As you can see here, this 3 cannot have both of these as loop segments. So one of these, out of these 2, one of these will have to have a cross here, which means both of these will have to be loop segments, right? You need to have 3 loop segments, and which means that both of these will have to be loop segments. So the most important logic in a Slitherlink puzzle is diagonal logic. Many people actually know about what the diagonal logic is, but a few of the beginners are very unaware of what the diagonal logic is. The diagonal logic is nothing but, if you see here the 3, it will either go this way or this way, but whatever be the case, a line will have to start from here. So if it goes this way, this loop segment will start from here for the 2, or if it goes this way, this loop segment will start for the 2. So whatever be the case, this loop or this loop segment will have to stop here and start again for the 2, either this way or this way. So both of these can never be a loop segment, right? But one of these will, at least one of these 2 edges will have to be a loop segment. So if a 3 goes towards this, it will be this way, because 1 will always be fulfilled. And if a 3 goes up, it can still be this way or this way. So whatever be the case, one of these two cells will have to be a loop segment, right? And which means that one of these two will also have to be a loop segment, because 2 needs to have two loop segments near it. So one will have to be either one of these two, the other will have to be one of these two, and whatever be the case, the other two, one of these two, the other loop segment out of one of these two will always have to go this way. So in other words, if I have a cross here, this 2 will never be fulfilled. It will either contradict the 3 or the 2 will also always be contradicted, right? So it will never have the cross here. So it is also called a diagonal logic. Diagonal logic is very much important in a Slither-link puzzle. So whatever be the case, one of these two will have to be a loop segment and one of these two will have to be a loop segment. But whatever be the loop segment at the up and the left, it will have to go this way. And which means that now this loop segment will either go towards the left, I mean to say towards the right or down, and will cross out both of these, right? A really good start to the puzzle. And now coming on to the other part of the I mean to say next logic, this 2, as you can see here, whenever you have a 2 with the at an edge, we have already covered a basic technique, and usually all of the beginners or all of the basic techniques are including the two logic at the edge, right? If you have a 2 at the edge, then these two segments will always have to be true, right? Same way this works here as well. If the two logic at the edge, right, this is at the edge right now because both of these are crossed out, so this 2 will either go this way or this way. There is only one, I mean to say there are only two possibilities for the 2 to happen. It will either have to go this way or this way, and in both the ways this loop segment will go only at the bottom for the 2, which means for the 3 now it will have to go this loop segment, because this loop segment, if it either go this way or this way, this will have to be crossed out, and which means that now the 3 is fulfilled and the 2 is also fulfilled, the 1 is also fulfilled. It will come down, and that's nice. So this is done. Now if you see here, it's kind of, you have to look ahead a bit, but usually the more you solve such Slither-link puzzles, the more you get used to such patterns. I can directly say that the 2 cannot be, I mean to say cannot be this way, because if it is this way, it gets closed here. The 1 is also fulfilled and you get a closed loop already. So 2 will have to be this way. This goes down, this goes down, this again goes down, and this comes down, right? Nice. Now for the 3 here, it will have to be this way, because 3 now it acts as if it is at the edge, right? So which means it would have to be this way. And the best part of the puzzle comes here, because it has been designed in such a way that the pattern that we saw earlier at the start, 2-1-3 pattern, it again is formed here. You cannot have these two again, because that will have the one with the contradiction here, so it will have to be this way. Again, one of these two will have to be loop segments, and one of these two will have to be loop segments, so this will have to go this way. That gives you either right or bottom, so this or both will be crossed out, right? What an excellent way to execute the pattern here. It's an excellent way to execute the pattern, and which means that now this loop segment cannot go this way, because that will contradict the 2 here. Same way that we have saw with the 3 here. So which means this loop segment will have to go either up or right. That gives you a cross here, and 3 is done, 1 is done, 2 is done, and this one is also done. The same logic again. It cannot be this way because that will close the loop here, so it will have to be this way. What an excellent piece of construction this is. Really an excellent construction. If you see here, that is really beauty here. Constructing such puzzles is really an art here, and solving such puzzle is really a fun. Getting such logics, getting used to such logic, finding such logic is really a excellent moment here. And now the basic part of this puzzle is done. Let's see what we can get here now. So the next piece of logic I see here is this loop segment cannot go up, right? So because the moment it goes up, I see that it forms a closed loop here. Something very complex here, but as I said, right, you get used to seeing such logic easily when you solve more of Slither-link puzzles, right? And now which you see here, this 213 pattern is again formed here now. This 213 pattern that we have saw in the that we saw at the first, after that again the second part here and the third part here, same logic that it cannot have this way, sorry, because that will one will have two loop segments, right? So which means that it would have to be this way. One of the loop segments will have to be this, one of the loop segments for the 2 will have to be either this or this, other will have to be either this or this, and it will have to go this way. Excellent, right? So same 1 2 3 pattern is actually coming here, and that is solving this puzzle really in a beautiful way. So just a basic techniques, and you can see here the diagonal logic is very much important. As I already said, diagonal logic is the most important logic in a slither-link puzzle. Now if you see here, this loop segment will either have to go towards the right or bottom. That will cross out both of these cells. It will have the 3 this way. This is crossed out because this loop segment cannot go anywhere now. So 1 is done, 2 is also done. You see the way this puzzle has been constructed, you have to make sure that these loop segments does not connect, because it will form a separate closed loop, and that repels each other, and that extends till the end of the grid, right? From the start to the bottom, the whole grid is covered here. What an excellent construction this is, right? And with that we get a cross here, cross here. So marking the cross is really important in a difficult puzzle. Usually in an easy puzzle I usually don't try to do that, but in difficult puzzles I try to do that, but I will try to minimize as much as possible, because that will consume less time. While I'm in solving in a competition, I would never try to mark unnecessary crosses, because that will waste a lot of time. So I would highly recommend you try a puzzle without using crosses as far as possible, right? I wouldn't say that you should not use crosses at all, but try as low as possible and get used to the logic, so that you will solve it faster. And now coming on to the puzzle again. So again the diagonal logic works with this 3-1 or 2-1, and in both the cases that helps you. So for the 2 here, one of the loop segments will either have to be this or this. That will make one of these 2 loop segments for the 1. So both of these are crosses, right? And for the 3 now, one of the loop segments will have to be either this or this. That will continue this way. So if you have a cross here, 3 will never be fulfilled. So this is a loop segment, right? And so for the 2 now, for the 2, oh, that's an excellent piece of logic here. If this is the 3, if this is the loop segment that is fulfilled for the 3, you get a closed loop here again. Wow, that is awesome. So which means this is not the logic, this would have to go this way, and this would have to go this way, that goes this way. Okay, now I see one more a beautiful logic here is, for this 2, if you see, it will either be this way or this way. There is no other way possible, because this 2 it is as if it is at the edge. It acts as if it is at the edge, which means it will either go this way or this way, and in both the ways you have a loop segment that comes to this point. So you have odd number of loop segments here. So if this comes down, you have odd number of loop segments, and that cannot connect here. So which means this will go towards the right, this will go towards the right. Awesome, right? Why have I marked a cross here? I am not sure. It's not a cross here, guys. I might have done it by mistake. So there is no cross here. Cross here. Okay, that's a beauty. That's a beautiful logic here. A really sharp one, I would say. For the 2 here, it cannot be this way, because that closes the loop again. Wow. Wow, guys, that is awesome. That is awesome. And now if you see here, it will have to be this way. One has to be fulfilled here. Okay, this is done. Oh, again a diagonal logic with 2 and 1. Wow, guys, that is awesome. The diagonal logic again. So now this 2 acts as if it is at the edge, right? It is at the edge. So it will have to be either this way or this way. And whenever you have such logic, that you have a 2 with the diagonal logic, and it acts as an edge, and you have a diagonal 1 here, both of these will always be crossed out. There is never ever this is possible that you have a loop segment either this way or this way. And let me show you why it is. I wouldn't just mark it as it is. I will really be happy to show you why it is the way. So what happens if you have this way? Of course this is crossed out. This is one of the easy one to see, right? So I have just shown you the easy one. The other one is this way, and again this will have to be crossed out, because if you have a loop segment going this way, it will have to go this way, and you have two loop segments for the one. So which means that whatever be the case for this two, both of these will always be crossed out, right? And okay, again a beautiful logic. I think this is one of the tougher one. This is really difficult to see, but I can say that for this two now, either this or this will be done, right? And if you see now, you have whatever be the case, a diagonal line. Just imagine a diagonal line between these two, right? You'll have three loop segments inside this area, and one of the loop segments will always have to go out. You cannot have odd number of loop segments, right? So one loop segment will always go out, and the only possibility of the loop segment going out is either this way or this way. So you have either this or this way. You have three loop segments here, and the only way for that loop, one of the loop segments to go out, is either this way or this way, and in both the ways these two can be crossed out. Nice, right? This is nice. This is something really different to see. And does that help us? Yeah, that helps you guys. That is really helpful, because for the one now, this one, if you see here, it will either have to be this or this, and in both the cases that loop segment will have to go using this line only, this path only, right? So which means that wow, that is awesome. So this cannot be a loop segment, because 3 will you have a contradiction here. So this cannot be a loop segment. Can this be a loop segment? Yeah, that is possible. That is possible. So let's see what can we get here. So if this is the way, it will be this way. No, it cannot be this way, right? So this is cross here. Let's see what else are we missing here. If it is this way, it has to be this way. Oh, that's awesome, guys. For the 2 here, if it is this way, this 2 is fulfilled this way, and you have only 2 loop segments here. One is already going out, so both will meet and you have a closed loop again. That's awesome. That is really difficult to see, which means both of these won't be crossed out. It will be this way. Both of these comes down, it will go down, and again your closed loop will form. So this will go this way, it has to go this way across here. This loop segment will have to go up, and it cannot go, it has to go up only this way, so that comes this way. This loop segment will either go towards the top or towards the left, so both of these are crossed out, and this will have to go towards the right, and both of these cannot connect because you form a single closed loop again. So this will go up, this will go up, this will again go up. And now as I see, this is quite a difficult logic here. So at the end it was quite difficult to see, but this 2 acts as an edge now, right? So this line will always have to be there. As you know, as you already seen, a 2 at an edge will always have these 2 lines. So same way, this 2 acts as an edge, so you'll have this line, and it will either have to be this way, yeah, that is possible, or this way. Okay, so this loop segment will either go this way or this way, and it will have to touch this. It cannot be this way. Wow, that is awesome. So this 2 will have a loop segment either this way or this way, and it cannot be this way because this 2 cannot be fulfilled now. Whatever be the case, you cannot fulfill this 2. Am I correct? No, it can be done. No, am I missing something? I was maybe I was right at this point, because oh yeah, this 2 gets a contradiction here. This 2 cannot have 2 loop segments. That's quite a complex one. So it will have to be this way, and which means that it will have to be this way. That's nice. So, and with that we complete this excellent puzzle by Risa. So what an excellent puzzle this was. A really difficult one. Without the help of zeros we were able to solve this puzzle. So usually in a Slitherlink puzzle people tend to look out for zeros. The more you find the zeros, the more easier it is, right? You just have to mark crosses and then you'll be able to solve that puzzle easily. So a really wonderful puzzle by the author, and I was really happy solving this puzzle myself, and I was happy having a request from one of our viewers. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.